The way you respond to anger today undoubtedly has a lot to do with what anger looked like when you were growing up. Yesterday we talked about how anger isn't the enemy, it is an emotion that is carrying information. But before we can help our children make peace with anger, it's worth asking ourselves a different question. What did anger teach us? I'm Amy, a former special educator turned homeschool mom, and I help homeschool parents of kids with big behaviors understand what's really driving those behaviors so they can create calmer days and more cooperation at home. For some of us, anger meant yelling. It meant walking on eggshells because you never knew what version of someone you were going to get. For others, anger wasn't explosive at all. It simply wasn't welcome. Maybe you learned to keep it inside because expressing it led to punishment or criticism or rejection or being told that you were too sensitive. Whether anger was loud or completely silenced, your brain was learning something about it. Your brain was learning whether anger itself was safe. And that learning doesn't just disappear once we become adults. It follows us into our marriages, into our relationships, and it follows us into our parenting. That's why two homeschool parents can experience the exact same situation and walk away with completely different experiences. Imagine your child is working on math and suddenly they throw a pencil across the room. One parent might see a child whose nervous system has reached its limit. They still hold a boundary, but they're able to stay curious about what's happening under the behavior. Whereas your nervous system might immediately interpret that same moment as disrespect. He's becoming defiant. I'm losing control. If I don't stop this now, it'll only get worse. Those reactions are often shaped by years of experiences that taught you what anger means and what you're supposed to do when it shows up. The behavior between the child was exactly the same. What's different is the meaning that your nervous system assigns to it. Understanding our relationship with anger isn't about blaming our childhood, but it's about recognizing that every experience that we've had taught our nervous system something about that emotion and what it means and how it should be handled. And once we become aware of those lessons, we have the opportunity to pause before automatically passing them on. As homeschool parents, we're spending so much time with our children that they don't just hear what we say about emotions, they experience how we respond to them. They learn whether anger means someone gets louder, whether someone walks away, whether someone stays connected, whether conflict can be repaired, or whether big emotions become something that everyone should fear. That's why understanding our own relationship with anger matters so much. We're not just changing the way we respond today. We're shaping what our children will someday believe about anger when they become adults themselves. If you're homeschooling a child with big behaviors and emotions, then follow along because every week we explore what's happening beneath the behavior so that you can parent with more confidence, more connection, and more understanding. And this week, we're talking about anger.